My name's Charlie Sheely, and I'm with the Lynchburg Fire Department. I started in the fire service in 2005. I had come home from college after realizing that a typical college education wasn't for me at the time, and I was searching for something to do that was going to have some meaning to it. I was really searching for answers at that point in my life as to which direction I was going to go and what I was going to do for a living. So while determining the next step for higher education and what I wanted to do for work, I began volunteering at home in Pennsylvania County where I live, and it took a very short amount of time of getting into that and starting to take classes and respond to emergencies that it became apparent that was it. I felt like I had found it at that point. So I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew I needed to find a way to make that a career. I applied with the Lynchburg Fire Department in 2006, got hired in 2007, and I've been there ever since. And it's been a wonderful experience. Challenges that will come along with our job could be anything from the physical challenges. The work that we do in sometimes superheated environments, wearing upwards of close to 100 pounds of gear in addition to your body weight that you're carrying around. We have to do things that are completely out of what typical folks ever face in their life. So physically, the job is difficult. You have to be vigilant to stay on top of your physical fitness and your physical well-being. Not only does it have the physical side effects, there are mental and emotional side effects that come along with it. Very rarely will anybody call you in our line of work because they're having a great day and they just want to tell you about it. Usually they call you because they have a problem, some complex, some simple. And always seeing the worst in society has a tendency to force you in a way of thinking that every situation that comes up, even in your personal life, is worst case scenario until proven otherwise. And that's something that's pretty difficult to carry around for the rest of your life. And it will impact the way you think about things away from work. And knowing how to separate what goes on at work and still be the person that you want to be when you're at home is a challenge that takes a lot of time, a lot of help, and a lot of experience and assistance from either peers or professionals to learn how to mentally process these things. And it doesn't always work well for people. So I first found out about the Impact First Responders through a program that we did at work where Chief Jennifer Collins brought in Kristen Sherritt when we started our partnership with IFR as just for introductory meetings. Kristen came in and sat down with groups of folks that were working at the fire department and just explained what Impact First Responders was, how to utilize their services. She also went over several things to be concerned about with your mental health and whatnot, and it kind of just got the ball rolling and thinking about things that may be affecting you certain ways, and just planted seeds in everyone's mind. Not forcing them to do anything, not encouraging them to do anything other than just think about these different things and just take some time, process it, and just determine if it's something that you sound like is right for you. So the positive effects of being a user of Impact services, it's been a wide range of benefits that's come along with it. So when I first got into Impact, I knew that I was having trouble. I knew that things were wrong. I knew I had turned into a person that I didn't want to be, but I had no idea why. I could not pinpoint what it was that was bothering me, what it was that was affecting me and causing certain behaviors and thought processes. And when I've gotten to the point where I've tried to solve my own problem and I can't, I needed help doing that. So reaching out to Impact and going through the program, it allowed me to figure those things out on my own with guidance from a wonderful counselor that I've been seeing regularly for almost 2 years now. And it has made me more self-aware of why I was reacting to things the way that I was, and that it wasn't anything necessarily wrong with me. I was just being affected by experiences that I didn't realize, and things that I thought I had processed well in the moment that I hadn't. And I needed help. I had gotten to the point where I didn't know what else to do. She allowed me, with her help, to go down that path on my own. And so that also made me feel like I was in control of the situation. And she gave me tools and guidance and advice on how to work through those things myself. Because then I feel like I'm in control again, and I know that I had a problem, and she helped me solve it on my own. instead of going to someone else to solve it for me, because I was very resistant to that thought. I did not want to just offload my issues onto someone else and say, hey, this is broken, please fix it for me. I wanted help on how to fix it myself, and that's exactly what I got when I came to Impact. My wife was one of the first ones to notice the behavioral changes, because the person that knows you better than anyone else on this planet is going to know when something's wrong, and they're going to know when things are getting better. So to come home and get the feedback from my wife that says, hey, I see you getting better. Like you're more of the person that I remember when we met 15, 16, 17 years ago. If that's not a good enough reward for you to go through this program, then it would be hard to find one. And to see your kids notice a difference in you is another tremendous benefit. So I had issues that I don't mind admitting with, some things that would make me angry. Very low impact events around the house that would just cause me to become angry and lash out at any direction. Whoever happened to be around, I would express frustration and anger in situations that didn't really deserve that. And we have a limited amount of time with our family anyway, because we work 56 hours a week versus 40. So the time with your family's cut down. Well, the negative emotions that were stuck in my head and some of the behaviors that have been caused by the experiences that I had, they were ruling my life, and they were stealing that little bit of time that I had away. And after participating in the program for a year or so, my 13-year-old daughter came to me and she said, Dad, I see a difference in you. Like, you don't get mad at the little stuff anymore. Like, you've started to learn how to, like, not let this stuff bother you. She said, what did you do? I said, well, I've had some help, and things are just better now. I said, I understand better now what's worth my time and my effort and my emotions and what's not. And I don't want to let the negative things rule my life when I'm not at work. And to hear those words from your daughter, that is one of the most important people in your life, that you are literally there to set an example for. She got to see me be put in a challenging situation with PTSD, but she also got to see how I handled it. So I've now taught her that it's not a crippling thing. You can get better, and that is the example that I want her to see, because nobody's going to go through life and never have a challenge. And whether or not you're successful in life depends on how you handle those challenges. And sometimes you can't do that by yourself, and it's okay to admit that you need somebody's assistance to do that. And without that help, I never would have been able to set that example for her. If you are even considering that Impact may be the right thing for you, do it. There are no downsides to trying. You always have the option that if you try it out and it doesn't feel right for you, that you do not have to continue. You're not bound by anything. You're not spending money out of your own pocket, at least at first. We have 5 visits that were given through the department for no cost at all. There's no insurance that's filed. There's no nothing. It's truly just a benefit to you, to where you can try it out. And that's my only challenge, is give it a chance, but retain the ability to say this isn't right for me, because you're retaining control over the situation at that point. Because I felt like that I always had say so over whether I needed to come in, whether I didn't. I was never told I had to be anywhere. I was never forced to do anything. And being given that amount of control let me know that they truly were more concerned about just my recovery from what was bothering me than, let's just see how many people we can get over to Impact. I never felt like that. I wasn't recruited. I wasn't told I had to come over here. And it was one of the best decisions that I ever made.